You know, it's so crazy. Like, my mom, every single time I give birth to a baby, she comes to my house and whatever. She stay here for months and stuff like that. And it's like, then when, like, Blossom, she find
The moment Cardi B pressed upload on that first newborn photo, the internet practically imploded. She didn't add a flashy caption, no dramatic emojis, no stage lighting. Just a soft, warm shot of her baby boy resting against her chest, swaddled in a pale blanket. Within minutes, fans were zooming in, screenshotting, analyzing every tiny detail. And almost immediately, timelines filled with comments saying the same thing. The baby allegedly looks exactly like Stefon Diggs. That single observation became the spark that set off a wildfire of reactions, thought pieces, and emotional outpouring across social media. What made the moment even more powerful was how peaceful Cardi looked. After years of sharing the loudest, brightest parts of her life, this photo felt like a window into something calmer. Supporters wrote that they teared up seeing her in such a vulnerable, maternal glow. Others posted long threads about how motherhood seemed to shift her aura, insisting this chapter felt more grounded. Meanwhile, sports fans were chiming in too, pointing out that the baby's features, especially the nose and eyes, allegedly resembled Stefon so closely that it couldn't be denied. No one could confirm anything, but the comments were non-stop. As the image circulated, headlines sprang up within the hour. Major blogs posted variations of the same sentiment. Cardi son arrived, fans see Stefon Diggs twin. But what really added fuel to the excitement was the reported detail that Stefon had quietly liked the photo within seconds of it going live. Fans immediately caught the timestamp, spinning theories about how involved he had been behind the scenes. Some argued it hinted at a deeply supportive partnership, while others believed he was simply trying to stay private while still acknowledging the moment. Then, Cardi jumped onto live for a brief emotional message. She thanked fans for the overwhelming love, saying she was still processing everything and couldn't stop staring at her son's face. She also laughed softly when someone commented, "He's his daddy's twin," replying, "Y'all wild." She didn't confirm anything, didn't deny anything, just that the comparison was funny. But the way she said it, fans insisted there was a knowing smile there, a subtle acknowledgement without making any grand statement. And that tiny moment instantly became a viral clip. Behind the emotion, though, supporters were quick to notice how tired she looked. Not strained, not stressed, but just that tender exhaustion that new mothers know all too well. People online wrote that it made them respect her even more, seeing her balance vulnerability with joy. Several celebrity friends commented under the photo within minutes, offering hearts and congratulations without referencing Stefon at all, which only heightened how careful everyone seemed to be about the situation. Fans found this silence interesting, even telling, wondering if they were avoiding adding fuel to the speculation. Meanwhile, sports pages began dissecting the timing. Reported insiders claimed that Stefon had left a recent team-related event earlier than expected, citing family obligations. No one could confirm what that meant, but with the newborn photo dropping shortly after, fans immediately tied the two moments together. Theories multiplied. Some believed he had been present for the birth. Others speculated he was on his way to meet the baby. The lack of a public statement only deepened the curiosity. As the conversation grew, attention shifted to the baby's features. Fans wrote long breakdowns comparing childhood photos of Stefon to the newborn, claiming the resemblance was uncanny. Others argued the babies changed quickly, so it was too early to call. But even that caution didn't slow the commentary. One viral post said, "If this baby doesn't grow up running routes like his daddy, it'll be shocking." It was lighthearted and playful, but it underscored how strongly people believed the resemblance was real. Cardi, however, seemed intent on keeping the moment peaceful. She shared a short text post hours later, thanking fans again and saying she felt blessed and protected. Nothing dramatic, nothing revealing, just grateful. But fans read heavily into what she didn't say. The absence of Stefon's name only made the theories louder. Some commented that her silence was strategic. Others believed she was simply choosing privacy. Either way, it became part of the narrative. Adding to the mystery, a rumored behind-the-scenes detail began circulating that the photo Cardi shared wasn't the first one she took. Alleged insiders claim that she had snapped dozens of pictures before finally choosing the soft, simple one that went public. Fans thought that choice said something. Maybe that she wanted to strip away the noise. Maybe that she wanted her son introduced in the purest way possible. Blogs used that observation to craft entire articles about Cardi's new maternal era, painting it as a shift from flashy to authentic. But just when the celebration seemed to be reaching its warmest, most unified moment, an unexpected screenshot started circulating, one that fans insisted showed something in the corner of the photo that didn't match the calm narrative at all. And that tiny detail was about to set off a whole new wave of theories. The screenshot that threw everyone into chaos came from a fan account known for catching tiny details before anyone else. They circled what looked like the edge of her wristband tucked behind Cardi's shoulder, a hospital band, but not hers. Commenters immediately speculated it might belong to Stefon Diggs, pointing to the color pattern that allegedly matched the type worn by visitors rather than patients. Nothing was proven, nothing confirmed, but the rumor spread fast. Within minutes, people were arguing about whether that meant Stefon had been in the room at the exact moment the picture was taken. It was the kind of detail that could shift the entire narrative, and fans treated it like an investigative breakthrough. Soon after, a wave of emotional reactions took over social platforms. Some supporters celebrated the possibility, saying it was beautiful to think Stefon might have been right there through it all. Others insisted people were reading too much into pixelated shadows. Amid the noise, one viral comment summed up the mood perfectly. If he was there, good. If he wasn't, that's their business. Let them enjoy this moment. Yet even with attempts to calm the discourse, the theories only multiplied, gaining their own momentum. Then came the blogs, dozens of them, writing reported pieces about Cardi's delivery and whether Stefon had missed a major team event during the time frame. One sports outlet mentioned that Stefon had been unavailable for comment that evening, making fans even more certain he was involved. Another reported that teammates had been congratulating him privately, which fueled speculation that the baby's arrival had been known in certain circles long before the public announcement. None of it was verified, but the timing was too perfect for fans to ignore. Cardi noticed the frenzy and tried to redirect the energy. Hours later, she posted a voice note thanking everyone for their love, saying she was taking time to rest and enjoy the quiet sweetness of the moment. Her tone was soft, almost serene. She didn't mention Stefon or the resemblance conversation at all, but she did talk about how overwhelmed she felt in the best way. Fans described her voice as glowing, gentle, and different, the kind of emotional transparency she rarely shares. But even that, somehow, became part of the debate, with people analyzing whether her calmness meant she was protecting something private. Meanwhile, sports commentators jumped into the conversation in a completely unexpected way. A popular analyst mentioned on a livestream that Stefon had been distracted lately, but for good reason, hinting that big life changes can shift an athlete's focus. Although it wasn't a direct reference, fans immediately clipped the comment and tied it back to the newborn baby. Some celebrated it as confirmation. Others argued it was too vague to mean anything. Still, it kept Stefon at the center of the story, even without him saying a single public word. As the day wore on, emotional layers continued to unfold. Supporters shared heartfelt messages talking about how beautifully Cardi had transitioned into motherhood again. They reposted older clips of her talking about wanting stability, wanting peace, wanting her kids to feel grounded no matter how big her career got. People wrote long threats praising her growth, saying the photo revealed a softer, wiser version of her. And yet, even alongside the praise, there was a growing curiosity: why hadn't she shared a single picture of Stefon holding the baby, or even a hint of him being present? Reported insiders stepped into the vacuum with vague claims. One said the couple had agreed to keep certain moments private. Another alleged they were planning a coordinated release later. A third suggested Stefon preferred to avoid mixing football headlines with personal milestones. None of these accounts were confirmed, but they were believable enough to keep speculation alive. Fans didn't know what to believe, but the uncertainty only made the story more addictive. Cardi's silence on the resemblance conversation became the day's biggest mystery. Every time she posted something soft or grateful, commenters responded with variations of, "He looks just like his dad." Some fans begged her to address the chatter. Others urged everyone to let her enjoy her new baby in peace. That divide created an emotional tension that pulsed through every corner of the internet. And through it all, the original photo continued spreading, becoming one of the most shared images of her recent life. By late evening, a new development surfaced, a rumored clip of Stefon leaving what looked like a private facility earlier that day. The footage was grainy and distant, but viewers broke it apart frame by frame, insisting he appeared relieved, even emotional. Again, nothing was confirmed, but people believed it. They framed it as a father stepping out after meeting his newborn son. And that interpretation quickly swallowed every other narrative. Suddenly, the day's conversation wasn't just about resemblance. It was about presence, about involvement, about whether this baby symbolized a deeper commitment. And just as the story seemed to settle into a tender, hopeful tone, another image began circulating. It appeared to be a second photo, not posted by Cardi, showing a different angle of the same moment. Fans claimed it revealed something the first picture carefully avoided. And if the claims are true, it could completely change how the public understood what happened in that room.